After months of teasing, the bookshelf value functionality is finally out. It is so amazing because now we can finally tell normies, hey, this is your Kindle library and it's worth $0. This is my stuff library and it's worth thousands of dollars. How is it possible? This will be such an eye-opening moment and I can't wait to flood socials with this. This is one of the new functionalities they released. There were some others this week and some other news. Let's dive into all of this. Okay, so this is the book.io website and I'm just gonna log into my library and let's see what happens. My wallet is connected and we can see here on top library value $18,000. It's quite a lot. I agree, I didn't realize it was so much. But how much did I invest? I think around half of that. And that is something I really want to convey, is that traditional publishing, traditional ebooks, you buy and it's a net loss. Hey, you get access to the content that you consume and you value it as much as you want, but in the end you don't make any money. Here, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, that you own your stuff and it may end up being worth more than what you paid for. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. It's like, hey, the more I read, the more money I make. The more I buy, the more money I have. It's kind of cognitive dissonance almost. So this is the library value. It's good to see. And it's also at the individual asset level. These are prices converted from secondary marketplaces, so crypto prices converted. So it will fluctuate as crypto prices change. Also, another caveat is that this is the lowest price, like it's the cheapest item for sale. Meaning that if I go on a secondary marketplace and I try to buy this, the cheapest I can buy will be that price. This is a bit misleading because the cheapest price someone is willing to sell is not the cheapest, or the highest price someone is willing to buy. So there may be a spread there. So this library value you have to take with a grain of salt. Nonetheless, even if it was worth half of that, it would still be worth something. And it will always be more than $0. And that is the most important. Something you can do on the bookshelf now, that you can order by value of the assets. So I was lucky enough to go to the BookCon this year. I bought 3 VIP passes. I'm a hardcore fan, as you can guess. So I got those books here, which were only for VIPs, I believe, The Cosmic Computer and Ivanhoe. And you can see the prices are really high. Like one book is $750 USD. These are collectibles. Probably less than 100 copies of those. So that's great if you're a collector and you want to see, okay, what is valuable? Meditations, of course, the Gutenberg Bible, the Stuff White Paper, the Divine Comedy, War and Peace, so many classics in there. So it's great. Sleepy Hollow. So it's awesome to see, hey, I have all those books and they're worth something. Actually, it makes it almost harder to sell them because now you're thinking like, hey, I own something, it has value. Why would I let it go? But of course, do I really need 3 copies of the Cosmic Computer? We can debate. But awesome new functionality. And as I said, I can't wait for us to flood socials with that information. Show people that you buy on Kindle, you buy on Audible, it's pure loss. You just lose money. You may be happy, you can think, hey, it's okay, they have a nice app, I have everything in one place, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But do you prefer $0 or do you prefer $18,000? It's that simple. It's gonna be, this is massive. It is massive and I can't wait for them to start marketing. Of course, there are other things to figure out before we market to the more traditional users. And one of the things they added this week, maybe we'll see it here, Yep, it's dynamic pricing. So everything will be now priced in USD and will be converted on the fly to cryptocurrencies. The way it's gonna look like is that in the end, crypto natives will be a minority, and most prices will be in USD. It just if you decide to pay with cryptocurrencies, well, the price will adapt depending on the market price of the cryptocurrency. And that's pretty cool because, well, there were a lot of books they released when ADA was just like 30 cents, and now that ADA is $1 or 3 times more, then those books are 3 times more expensive, and kind of doesn't make sense. Yeah. Same thing if they want to work with authors and publishers, they have a USD price list. So it just makes more sense to have everything like this. I guess what would be cool eventually down the line would be to allow stablecoins to be used to buy instead of layer one tokens. Another thing that will be very helpful is this new feature. Here, Guillermo is demonstrating in the video that now you only need to link your wallets once. Meaning that you get into your account, you link your wallet to your username by signing a transaction, and then you're done. Every time you want to access your library, what it does is that it knows your wallet addresses, it queries the blockchain to know what you have there, and it just displays it. So no need to re-sign transactions to prove you have ownership. When you access your library, it pings the blockchain and it knows the content of your wallet. Your wallet, like custodial, the one you own, or the self-directed wallet created on stuff.io directly when you purchase with credit card. And this will make it so much easier for everyone that, hey, you buy a book, doesn't matter which blockchain, you pay with credit card, the wallet is there, and it will always be there, linked to your account. And you're good. If someday you take custody, okay, you can sell and whatever. But at least you don't have this maintenance to do, like re-signing a transaction every week or something like this. It's gonna be so much easier to maintain our collections and link several wallets. I think at the moment it's one wallet per blockchain, but eventually we'll get to several wallets per blockchain that can be linked. So for the people who like to divide their stuff between wallets, it's gonna be easier that way. So this is a great feature as well. And when you put all of those together, that you have the bookshelf value, you have the pricing in USD, and you can just link your wallet once. And if it's a self-directed wallet, you don't need to link it because it's automatically associated to your account. Then we start seeing kind of getting away from the crypto side a bit and more on the USD side, and more like Web 2 experience type of thing. And it's needed because, well, a Big 5 publisher is coming. Voting has closed for Catalyst. Results have not been announced yet. They'll be maybe tomorrow or in a few days. But I'm very confident that Book.io proposal went through. This proposal was to bring one of the Big 5 publishers to Cardano, 40,000 ebooks, 20,000 audiobooks. We don't know yet which Big 5, but whichever it is, they sure have some very well-known authors selling millions. So anyway, it's good whichever we get, and probably the other ones will follow soon after. Why am I so confident? Because let's start maybe with this one. This is the number of votes per proposal, and you can see Book.io was 4th, which is an amazing score. More than 900 wallets voted for Book.io. It's just, I would say, it's proof that Cardano community supports Book.io. I mean, they have like 30,000 followers on X, so they're definitely a very well-known project. And even though we may not see always a lot of trading activity, people understand the value it brings. So already in terms of votes, even though we don't know the weight of those votes, very popular proposal. Then this is the Cardano Foundation. Cardano Foundation decided to vote but they allocated a vote of 180 million ADA to multiple projects in multiple categories, and Book.io is here. Cardano Partners, Enterprise, R&D. So Book.io, they got 180 million ADA. Vote, of course, and not funding. And I was reading on X that the prior round, if you had that, you were sure to be selected. So if the participation is equal between both rounds, we are fairly certain Book.io passed. But they didn't only get the Cardano Foundation vote, they also won on MinSwap with 48 million ADA votes, as well as on Liquid Finance. Here they got the most votes, and I believe this is 64 million ADA. So if we add up everything, it's like 300 million ADA vote, which is massive. So I'm 99.9% sure that this proposal will go through, and this is it, guys. This is it. I think there was I saved this post from Josie. She's been working hard last week explaining, look, if the Book.io proposal goes through, these are the manga we may get. So if it's Simon and Chester, we get Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, all very popular. If we have Penguin Random House, we get Attack on Titan, Berserk, Seven Deadly Sins, Avatar, also very popular. And if we get Hachette, it's Black Butler, Soul Eater, Sword Art Online, and Overlord. Bit least popular, I think, but still quite known. So 3 out of the 5 big 5 publish quite well-known mangas, and this for sure will draw a lot of crowds. I would assume, just my own thoughts, that people who read the manga, they have a certain affinity to Japanese culture, by extension kind of video games, IT, I feel, and maybe they're also younger than the average readers, so more likely to experiment with digital ownership. Not sure yet which big 5 it is. We'll know next week, and then next year it's happening. We onboard those thousands of ebooks, those thousands of offers, some big names in there, and I can't wait. Like Simon & Schuster, they have Stephen King. Imagine a Stephen King mint, and imagine if it's a collector mint. Like, hey, just 1,000 NFTs of it. Just 1,000. Good luck. It's gonna be really amazing. It's gonna be amazing, and everything else they did with the USD prices on the site, the fact you can log in with socials, you buy with credit card, it creates the wallet for you. We are so close. Okay, now for some quick news of what happened last week. There's a space between Stuff and Stadia Ventures, which is some kind of innovation launchpad, some marketing agency for sports. As you can hear, it wasn't very clear to me, and to be honest, listening to this space was quite painful. It was quite general. I didn't see anything very specific. Nonetheless, I took some notes just to save you from spending an hour listening to that space. So what they do is that they work with sport brands to launch innovative products or marketing actions. The sport brands, they want to try Web3, but they have no idea where to start. They have huge connections in different sports, NFL, baseball, NBA. They actually have a few Catalyst proposals. They have one with the Chicago Cubs, another one with Juventus, the Italian Italian football club, very, very known. So, okay, they have all those connections. They sent some proposals. Let's see if it gets funded or not. So they talked how sport teams, they tried NFTs after COVID because, hey, it was hot market. They wanted to try, but a lot of them got burned because they partnered with people that just wanted to extract money. They didn't care. And similarly, the communities didn't answer the call in the sense that okay, an NFT of whatever team is just an NFT, like no utility, just a collectible, something like this. It felt more like a one-off rather than a strategy, so it didn't really work. Some of them got burned, and now what Stadia is trying to do, because they already worked with those companies before outside blockchain, is to educate them and explain that Web3 should be a solution to a problem, be part of a wider strategy. It's not let's sell one thing once and make a lot of money and that's cool. It's not how it works. Then they talked about why they chose Cardano. They were in touch with M Labs before, and they realized that the Cardano community is very approachable. It's easy to create those connections, and sport is all about connection. Like, you don't get to partner with those big clubs, if you don't have the connections, basically. What was interesting is that so Stuff is approached by brands who just see the big sale numbers and they want to make money. So again, very short-sighted. So there's really a need to educate them and create this strategy. And what's great with sport brands is that they really have millions of fans. Millions. So there's a lot of potential in there. And what Stadia said that I didn't realize is that when you want, like, you're a sport brand, you want to engage your fans, well, you may do that at the stadium, but the stadium is quite limited in space, also in time. Okay, they come for the game, they stay later or something. And what about all those people who couldn't come? So Web3 or digital collectibles, that's what they allow. Like, doesn't matter where you are. If you're the biggest fan of, I don't know, a club in a different country or continent, if you're the biggest fan, you can be the biggest fan and have all those limited edition collectibles. Sheila was on the call. She explained the Stuff community loves collecting, and sport fans are also great collectors. Memorabilia would mostly be physical, now it's going to be digital, and as I said, it won't matter where the fans are. And I see simple as that. I see the Stuff community, and you have people from all around the world. And it's somehow, I won't say niche crypto project, in the grand scheme of things. Now imagine a team like the Chicago Bulls or, FC Barcelona or whoever else. Like, everyone knows. They don't need to be into crypto or into football or something. They know the brand. So lots of potential for sure. Ben added that Stuff didn't decide to go for sports, but it happens that that technology just transfers to all kinds of industries, and what blockchain allows for authors, artists, or sport brands is to know who the fans are. And sport brands, they sit on a lot of IP, they have behind the scene footage that true fans would want to see. Imagine there's a big game, like a final game of some football competition, and you get the sneak peek at the locker room, and it's the speech of the coach, the pep talk, motivating everyone before this super important game. And I think it's something that some people would like to see. That, or maybe, hey, we had a training session last weekend and we did this, and quick interview with some players. Maybe they talk about some exercises they do, some new techniques, maybe we have some new equipment, whatever. But you really can get super close to those teams, and those sport brands, they can easily get that. It's just that there's no way to monetize it in a sense. But this will change with digital collectibles. And something that Ben mentioned that was pretty cool was that imagine you bought, for instance, this video of the pep talk, or you have this other maybe NFT poster when they won this final game, and well, if you got those two, then you're eligible to get a signed jersey or something like this. And that is also how you can mix the physical and digital together. Finally, they mentioned how everyone loves sports. If you include esports, I will agree. And I forgot his name, but the guy from Stadia, James maybe, was saying that some sport brands only know 4% of their fans. Like, they have millions of followers, but they don't know them. Because what you have a lot in football, for instance, I'll talk from the Benfica football club in Lisbon in Portugal, which is, I think, the club with the most social members, where you have to pay a membership to be part of it. And so that's how they can know their fans, because there's a commitment, yeah? But apparently it's very limited when you compare to the overall number of fans. What was also interesting is that, okay, this is a club, but you also have athletes who have a lot of followers. Cristiano Ronaldo, however you want to say it, or Messi, or Nadal, or Federer, all have a lot of fans. And why not monetize? And I don't say monetize as a bad word, like, hey, let's milk the cow as much as possible. But hey, you have people who support you, they like what you do. Well, maybe you can create extra content. I believe Cristiano Ronaldo created his YouTube channel where he talks about football, but also other things that he likes. And he has tons of followers. And I can see him, he's already rich, but I can imagine him doing like a special video about something and selling it on surf.io. And I'm sure some fans will want to know that. If they're interested in the topic of the video, why not? It doesn't have to be a 10 USD video. It can just be fungible token, 1 cent, 5 cent video. And people finally own their stuff. And when you think about sport brands and individual athletes like this, it's another kind of distribution channel for stuff that even they didn't think about, but that they can cater to. So I'm not sure how it's going to work with Stadia, if the Catalyst proposals will get funded, do they need the funds or not. But the fact that they partner up with stuff is bullish, because it's going to expose stuff to even more people. And then it's not a stretch to say that sport fans probably listen to music, read books, and watch videos. And then they may buy other things they find on the platform. So that was a pretty interesting idea. Then, in other quick news, Clay Nation production on Frog stuff has come to a close. I believe it was supposed to be dropped in November. Didn't happen. Hopefully this month. So if you hold the Genesis asset, Frog stuff, you will get airdropped the first episode. What else? We can have a look at what was released this week. Monday Meditation is back with Beyond Good and Evil, the audiobook. Very reasonable floor price, just 18 ADA. So between OG price and public price. And then you see from Batman and Philosophy, you have those decimal points. I'm not sure if this will be updated live on the Beck's website, but Batman and Philosophy Standard Edition, 50 copies sold, a bit less. We had the new movie, Babes in Toyland, from 1934, I want to say, with Lowell and Hardy. 500 issues, half of those sold, very reasonable price. And I think you had the discount if you owned About Stuff episode 0. So that's also good to see that we are getting something in there. And then on 13th, of course, Flash Mint, Friday the 13th, the book. Doing pretty well as well, the floor price close to the public price. And 100% minted, so sold out. Pretty cool to see. We got some movie, some book, some audiobook, quite diverse offering this week. And I'm particularly happy to see more movies, even though they're public domain. I think Babes in Toyland is even black and white, so probably not for everyone. But we are, we are putting more things on the movie shelf, and it's needed for when people come and are like, okay, I want to buy a movie, what do they have? Now, if it's just 2 or 3 movies, just those About Stuff episodes, no, not so great. We need to give choice. It's gonna be interesting though. Like, what kind of videos are we gonna see? Are we gonna get to a point where you have those studios who make like Netflix movies and so on, who will go to stuff? Because I assume they may be able to make more money in there. Or will it be more for like short content creator, like YouTubers, TikTokers, people who do podcasts? Not sure. I mean, it can cater to both. But future will tell. Just happy that we have the tech. It's possible to have our own movies. And to go quickly over the newsletter, they talked about the creator portal, which was supposed to come this week, I believe. With the change to View 3, there were some unexpected reactions. But they say it's they do some final tweaks and nearly ready. Testing this week. So hopefully by the end of the year we get it. Unified USD pricing, yep, that is live. USD pricing model propagating to all currencies with the discounts and everything. Yep, that's on already. Inception, the internal self-publishing tool, successfully used end-to-end for The Little Shop of Horrors, the movie they got released last week. Music capability is 80% complete, and some updated UI to have more agency on how to create the sales features. For instance, policy expiration time, wallet limits, price list discounts. Great news, because I see this question a lot on Discord. They finally allocated resources to focus on EVM editions and content swapping. If you remember earlier this year, I want to say April or May, it was a really long time ago, there was a vulnerability discovered on the smart contract used very widely in the EVM world, to the point that the Polygon and Ethereum books of book.io are now banned from most marketplaces because of this vulnerability. So, I believe you can still access them, like read the content. You didn't lose access, it's just if you want to sell it. So what they're gonna do is that they're gonna create a place where you can swap to a new version of the book that will not have the vulnerability. And this is a very niche use case, but you can actually use the exact same thing for an author who would release a new edition of the book, for instance. I'm thinking about Cardano for the masses, which is updated on a regular basis, and maybe we could think of something like that, hey, there's a new version, so you can swap your old one, maybe a nominal fee to do the update, and that's it. So happy to see that they are working on it. I hope it's not gonna be too long before it comes out, because it's overdue. What else? Oh yes, this is really good. Integration for Shopify. Shopify is basically what allows anyone to create a web store. Meaning that, hey, you're an artist, you're an author, you can create your store and sell there stuff that would be on book.io, stuff.io. And that is amazing. Of course, you could just put a link, but imagine you integrate everything together. I remember I wonder what it was. You had the Queen Loftis website. I don't remember the URL, so I'm not gonna go into it. But Queen Loftis, she published a few books, young adult romance type of books, with Book.io, 2 of them. And on her website, well, you can find the books, but you can also find some merch and so on. So you have authors who are selling themselves, their own communication channel, distribution channel. And they can do things like, hey, if you subscribe to my newsletter, I give you a coupon code and you can buy and so on. So it's really great if we can integrate stuff, assets into Shopify, into those places, because you are just a fan of an author, you have no idea about stuff and book, but you will trust the author website. Yeah, so you're gonna get in there, and that is another vector, another way to grow the audience of book and stuff. Another thing, we are really in for a treat this week. Test version of social chat, available per asset, considering expanding to some OGs for testing. Social chat means social clubs, book clubs, fan clubs. Per asset. I'm a bit worried it's gonna fragment a lot, but I guess just the first version, like, the MVP. Why is this big? Because there was this X post by Josh where he was juxtaposing, I think, the Bitcoin chart with different milestones of book and stuff. And he had a list of upcoming things, and there were 3 of them. It was the self-publishing portal, the social clubs, and consume to earn. Self-publishing portal, maybe by end of the month we got it. Or let's say a month from now. Social clubs, they're already working on it. It's not gonna be too long, maybe Q1 it's already out. Which means, if this post was showing everything in order, that consume to earn should come quite fast. And consume to earn will be another big draw for the people, for people in crypto first, and then the Web2 audience. Because, hey, do I read a book for nothing, or do I read a book that I own, I can sell, I can make money trading ebooks, and on top of that, while I read it, I gain some surf tokens that then give me access to a social club where I can talk with the author or other fans. See, everything is coming together, and it's coming so fast in the end. It's really accelerating, and 2025 is the year. It is the year. Okay, what else? DApp, multiple languages, very good. Now we just need content in multiple languages. We only have Don Quixote in Spanish. Would be cool to get more. Although we do remember this deal with, I think, a South American music label, so we may get some more Spanish-speaking or Portuguese-speaking content. Then what else? Yeah, there were some updates on the mobile apps to integrate the bookshelf value and some other things, and conducting preliminary research for the Android TV app. That would also be sick. At the moment, I admit, I take my phone, it's an Android, and I just cast on my TV. Like when I watched About Stuff episodes, I was just doing like this. But if I had it directly, and then, hey, it's just username and password. No blockchain nonsense. Just put my username, my password, and I get access to all my movies on my TV in my living room. Excellent. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of things coming together. I really feel like it's accelerating. I guess they're gonna take a break for Christmas, but damn, we're getting so close. The Stuff token is doing fine, I guess. So this is the Stuff USD chart on 7-day, -7%. Might be linked to the ADA dip, which I think ADA was like 120 last week. Now it's 108 or something like this. So maybe it's that. I see it's dipped quite low, like 1.3 cents, shot back up in 3 days to 1.7. That's like what, plus 30% in 3 days. I don't know, in 3 days. I don't know if anyone is swing trading, but Wow, that looks like it's quite volatile. And now we sit at 1.59. You can see some whale is filling up the bags. And when we look at the number of holders, I believe we are still progressing. So really good. I'm not going to do technical analysis, just going to say self-publishing, you need the stuff token. Social clubs, you need the stuff token to access them. Consume to earn will be big marketing. The big five, when it's announced and we put out the names of all the big offers, it's going to be crazy. We have the USD bookshelf value to start kind of doing some aggressive marketing towards Kindle users. So bringing more eyes, including some crypto eyes. Like a lot of things are in there. I'm extremely confident about surf performance next year, and it's like such an easy bet. It's the only token with ADA that I can tell people around me, if you have some money you want to invest and that you're ready to lose, of course, these are the things. And do it now, because once the big five publisher is announced, then I think it's the beginning of the end of the cheap prices, I mean. So super bullish on stuff as always, and especially now that we are building even more for the Web 2 users. Let's see how high it can go in the next 12 months. Yeah, for me, easily 10 cents. But you know what? The more I was thinking about it, I was like, can it go like really crazy, the bull run? Maybe not this one, but the next one, and go like to 50 cents, something like that. Like, would that be too crazy? Once you have millions of offers using it, millions of users, all the consume to earn will probably stay on the platform because Web2 users will just recycle their stuff tokens rather than make it selling pressure. I don't know. Just wild thoughts. There's no methodology behind. But it's not so crazy to see a token do a 30x or something like that. So 50x, 100x. If it's really the next Amazon, which is shaping out to be, I don't know. Sometimes I scare myself. Am I too bullish or not enough? In any case, doing okay on the 7-day, I suppose, all things considered. Yeah, keep on DCAing. And let's enjoy the ride as always. That's it for this week. My advice is take pictures of your bookshelf value and flood the internet with it. Let's talk to the Kindle users and show them that you don't have to throw your money away to just buy a license. You can invest your money, buy ebooks which are worth even more afterwards. Yes, the more you buy, the richer you are. It sounds crazy, and yet that's how it turned out to be so far. So spread the word, show your stuff app, your book app to the people around you. Let's get them onboarded. They just need social login, a credit card. Of course, better if they speak English, given the fact that it's mostly that content we have. But if you like someone, you tell them about stuff. Let's leave it at that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. And until then, take care.